It's a 2014 Mac Pro, 15-inch. It's like the bee's knees at the time. It was like a $4,000 computer or something, or $4,000 laptop. But in 2014,
Is it Windows 10?
I don't know. Basically set it up for me.
Oh, okay.
I don't even pay attention to that shit, man. I just want SketchUp, and that's all I care about. As long as like,
Well, I think. Oh, I know. Never mind. You're on Windows. I don't. Does OpenClaw work on Windows?
yeah, I have been looking around for it. I'm not sure. I have been keen on like sort of setting up this agent stuff. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't know, like how much, like it's just if you use a regular GPU, it's just fucking expensive, you know, because of the power consumption. So like, I don't know if there's a true equivalent to like running it on an M4.
Okay,
M4
yeah.
Pro, 28 gig.
M4 is quite powerful, to be honest. It's got beefy. And you can handle, if you run something like even 8 billion parameter, you can get something like roughly 40, 50 tokens per second. Should be plenty.
See, the thing is, like, OpenClaw itself really doesn't need like complex handling. So, like, I actually want to try to install OpenClaw on a Raspberry Pi, and then let it talk to my M4, which I'll just like run an LLM on. That way, I don't like have it all fucking on the same thing. That's kind of what I'd like to do. Keep them separate, but equal. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's my idea of like creating a hardware break. But
actually, you said you run Windows on a MacBook, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Which is fine.
Oh,
does it run okay?
Yeah, it runs fine. The old I've done this previously, and it
really
actually used to crank on the power. Like, it used to turn on the fan every friggin' time. But I don't know, whatever basically is installed on here. I know it's smooth, quiet, runs really well.
Do you use an iPhone or do you use a Android?
iPhone.
It's like I would hate to say that like you. It would be better to if you put OpenClaw on a Mac instrument, then it's like it accesses all that stuff natively, so all the Messenger app and stuff it can get. But if you have it on Windows, then it can't do that really. So, and OpenClaw doesn't need like. That's all I'm saying is like that's why a lot of people are like trying to put them on Macs, because it's got the initial contact to the OS, so that means it's got direct contact messages, whatever, all the fucking apps.
I got a boot camp, so I actually do have what is it? A Mac OS running in the back. It's a
yeah, but what year is it? 2014, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't work because they've already outdated those.
You can use OpenCore. There's coincidentally a project called OpenCore, which allows you to create an EFI bootloader for any of the, I think, Mac up to Sonoma. So you could do it that way.
This tech's getting crazy, isn't it?
That will take you another rabbit hole of understanding EFI bootloaders and then creating a Sonoma pack.
To make me like an operating system. But at this point, it sounds like I can almost get it to just create a new like bootloading operating system or something using Linux.
If you were planning to like tie it to, maybe it's better that you don't tie it to your Mac. To be honest, maybe that's more safe. But then I think Windows is like less security safe also. So I think, and that the OS X is better. But
is this the option of like running it locally versus on the cloud or something, or
the app itself is going to run like on your computer, like it's like a program, and is that where your soul file and all that shit is going to store where?
Suppose so. I don't know. I'm just I wasn't familiar with this OpenClaw concept.
Oh well, okay. So they sound so similar, especially with your accent. OpenCore is OpenClaw is the AI thing. That is like a local program that like does like live on the computer that you install it on, but it has access to anything that's in the cloud.
Pretty cool. Interesting.
Open Core would allow you to update your Mac to a current OS. That's
No
unsupported.
way. Open core. Okay. Right. Give me a sec. I'll Google that. Cheers, guys.
Right on.
No problem, Boomer.
I keep getting back into these conversations and then not leaving, and then the conversation dies out. I just need to hang up.
Yeah, you guys make it interesting. And I stick around for a little bit more. Now, I think I'm hitting like a second wind or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're really tired and you went past your tiredness, and yeah. I don't know what that is, but I used it a lot during my university years.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
access like
Snax'
some.
fault.
It's called Ritalin.
Are you on the Ritters? Yeah,
No, I'm
right.
just joking. That's well for college students.
No Ritalin for me.
They usually are.
Yeah, I
You
did
take
some
Ritalin?
academic doping.
No, I never have. People on Ritalin make for shit conversations, in my opinion, humbly.
I don't know.
Present company excluded. I don't know.
I don't remember talking to too many people high on Ritalin.
They're not hot.
really
Like
get
I know
high.
people who are prescribed it or whatever that take it on the daily. It's like trying to talk with like PhD Tony or something.
Oh God.
They actually started
He's not
making that
bad when
stuff
he's not worked up. We talked to
widely
him
available.
over. I've talked to him on other servers. He's not worked up. I don't know if it's the live stream that gets him fired up or what. He's not as bad. Yeah, maybe it's, I don't know. There's a lot of people in the room. He feels pressure. I don't get it.
Yeah, and FYI, if he's listening, I don't mean to say that you're on that stuff or whatever. No, because he would if he'd heard that, he'd jump on and be like, "No, you said that. You said all." I'm like, nope. Just want to preempt that right now. Public disclaimer.
So what you're saying is what? Tony's on Ritalin?
I mean,
Is that what you meant?
yeah, that's what the AI told me to say anyway.
Now I remember when they gave me what the fuck was it, Adderall, right? And they were like, they were explaining it to me, and they said people that don't need it get like a euphoric feeling, but the people that it's beneficial to don't feel that at all. They don't actually get high.
What's the one where like you become an asshole, but you know everything about the whole universe?
Oh, growing up around me, I would say.
I mean, that's
The first part, like how to become an asshole. The second part, the universe, I'm not sure where that comes from. But we can teach you how to be an asshole.
Is inconsequential side effect of just knowing everything is that you come off like an asshole. That's not the fact that you actually are. Strangely, everybody loves a Mr. Know-it-all.
Yeah, I know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I do want to play with this AI shit. It seems fun.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Well, that it does kind of have this Pokemon level of interest to me. That I'm like, is this like adult version
You like
Pokemon? Is this like, was I born for this? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Like when the Hulk, like in Infinity Wars, when like the Hulk's like, he knows he's the guy who's supposed to wear the Infinity Gauntlet, to bring everybody back, and not that happens. Spoiler alert. But then he's like, I was made for this. He just knows. That's kind of how I feel about this. Anyway.
Yeah, too bad he wasn't made for round 2. Wait, was it the first time or the second time? Second time.
Like honestly, he's so fucking useless. He's such like injecting himself like in places. Yeah. Oh, but he does figure out the time thing. Ugh.
Yeah, what do you make, the wristband? No, that was Tony. Tony made the wristband.
Yeah, see, okay, so here's an example, right? So I'm doing things with my agent. It asked me for something that I had, okay? But I asked it, I don't know where to get that from. Now, it already knew where it was because it put it there. But since I said I don't know where to get that, it went and did it itself.
Nice. I'm on
Huh.
the OpenClaw website. Like, it doesn't even have a download spot. Like,
Yeah, so there's a command line. Yeah, I know Windows users don't really use the command line a lot. Might be called, is it terminal actually? I don't think I rarely even used it when I was on Windows.
oh, I use it all the time because I got a problem on my Windows that the search bar doesn't work, so I have to use the command prompt quite a bit. What is it?
Oh yeah, there you go. So you're
Command
familiar with
R.
it.
I use yeah, run. Command R ends up in the run. And so if I just copy paste that the one liner is that quick start, I just copy paste that in
The,
there.
should be a curl line, right?
I don't know what a curl line is, but Snax told me to be very careful, so I'm gonna
Well, if you're
I'm just gonna throw this in
uh,
and see how it see what happens.
well, so you're on openclaw.ai, right? Yeah, when you
Yeah.
scroll down a little bit, there should be something that says quick start, and there's a line that says starts with curl, CURL.
Oh, window. I have to-
You put the
Maybe
curl
yours
in
is
the terminal, and then you drink them
It's
both
got
together.
IWR with a little uh,
I don't know,
whoops.
man. You're on Windows. I don't know.
I'm on
For
Windows
some
on a
reason, it's
Mac, bro.
different.
I'm
Command.
upside down on a heliocentric world. Here we go. We're gonna post.
You get from command line. He knows where command line is. If he's using command line normally.
Command prompt or command line?
Here we go. I posted it in chat. What you should be looking for.
Okay.
If you can't find it, just try that.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
It's just
you
having
do
a
see it on
run
the
bar.
page, though, right? Hold on.
Jeez.
You see it on the page. What I
Yeah.
was. Okay. Yeah. Curl line. Basically, it just means copy URL.
Man, I feel like I used to be so good at computers. I could tell what was going on. I feel like my parents right now asking me, but I'm the parent, been taught like what the fuck to do.
How do I set the time on the VCR?
Yeah, that shit.
Are you one of those that when you got the camera on, is your forehead in view, like when you're looking at the phone?
That's not working. It doesn't matter. I don't want to take up the conversation or the airtime trying to fucking do some sort of troubleshooting on here.
Wait. So
That's
what
cool.
happens
I
when
appreciate the
you
interest.
paste it in? When you do it in the terminal, what happens?
Just basically says that it can't access it or something.
I guess that's Windows
Okay, I
for
have a
you.
question.
We have
I have a
answers.
question.
Shoot.
Ask
All
young
right,
grasshopper.
so I'm semi-computer savvy. I've installed Windows on computers a few hundred times. How hard is it to install one of these other operating systems that does work with the claw? And is my hardware gonna just how hard is it to get my hard sound, video, everything to be compatible with these operating systems? So
It's
any
actually
information you
very
guys can give me.
simple.
It's doable.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. Yeah, just go to Fedora and download that operating system. I believe it walks you through putting it on a USB stick. Then you just put the USB stick. Well, I guess you would just leave it in your computer, and whenever it boots, there should be a button you push, probably like delete F12, F11, or escape, maybe an F2 on some still. That'll get you to a boot menu, and then you just boot from the USB stick, and you can actually use it without even installing the operating system. I know that was a lot, but
Nice. No, that was very helpful. I can do that. And Fedora is spelled normally?
yeah, Fedora.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for the link also, Hammer.
And depending, they offer 2 versions. So if you come from Mac, go for GNOME. If you come from Windows, go for KDE. If you don't really care, just go for the KDE.
So there's like 2 files that make it up. There's like the soul file, and then there's the life experience file. I guess the experience file.
No, hold on. I'll tell you.
called?
It's let me go to it. So okay, so there's an agents MD file, there's a heartbeat.md file, there's an identity.md, a memory.md, a soul.md, a tools.md, and then a user.md. The user MD, that's filled with information about you, the human.
Right. That's where you like put your sort of your whatever relevant bioinformation and you want it to interface with.
Well, it can actually fill it in itself, so you can just tell it things about you, and it'll write in things.
Have you looked into what it takes to like get this to voice, like to just like talk to kind of Siri like?
Well, I haven't really,
Or that's
like, I'm
what
not really
with
focused.
through Telegram then, I guess.
Say that again.
Is that, did they work it out with like Telegram, like a push to talk with Telegram that goes to that or something?
I'm not really sure, but it does work with Telegram, so you can use Telegram on your phone to communicate with your agent. Now, as far as the voice or even video, apparently it can do both, but I haven't really done anything with either of those because I'm just not interested in my ones and zeros being able to talk. So
I don't really need it to talk to me, but I want to be able to talk to it because I don't want to be typing.
oh yeah, you can definitely you can do text to speech.
Okay. Yeah, so that's something I could do. I just think it would be cool, like, to be able to get it to handle apps too, because like you can basically train it on apps that you use. So like you could train it specifically for, I think, any app.
Yeah, you can literally it can do anything. Wait, now I'm not sure. I'm checking to make sure that it does have some kind of like text to speech. I could have swore it did.
Like, I guess the cool
Let me
thing is
look.
like, yeah, like, and you could like, I could point it to like GarageBand or something and it would like be like, oh, this is a MIDI piano roll. Oh, I understand MIDI. You know what I mean? It's like Johnny Five, right? So it starts to like be where you're not programming it from scratch, which is like what I'm so used to doing for like macros and scripting and stuff like that.
Okay, this is interesting too. I didn't even realize this. So it's actually making skills that I don't know. I guess I can like share.
Yeah, Yeah, shareable skills and skills that you can, I think, even sell. And I think that there's even a market that they're going to put, and that there is a crypto for these things too. Like there's a
So there's a Claude Hub that you can go to. I think is it Claude Hub or Claw Hub? I don't know which one of those. It's a skills repository for these things. But what I'm saying is I thought it was simply storing these skills in like a file somewhere. But now that I'm looking, because there's like a skills section when you first install it that has a bunch of skills that you can like install or whatever. But I didn't realize that these essentially were probably created by other agents, I think. So if there isn't, which there probably is, I'm sure, a voice to text, so you can essentially just like talk to your agent. If there isn't one, I'm sure you can create one. Probably pretty easily. Yeah, I can see it now. I imagine these soul MDs and the identity MDs will be things that people will want because they're going to be extremely unique to the user.
Yeah, that's depending on who teaches it, right?
Yeah, essentially. So whoever the human is, they're going to determine how their agent behaves. Now, obviously, some people are going to understand this to a certain degree, and then they can just go and make their own, to behave in certain ways. And of course, I think Snax was saying it earlier. You were saying something about what you can just. Was it you that said it? You said something about you could be a trainer or something. Yeah, I think Snack said it, but essentially you could be a open claw trainer. It's just like so the people that work for Claude AI, they work there because they know how to train an LLM. So it'll be the same with this. So unless you know how to train your lobster, it'll probably just pinch you. The workaround for what? You got OpenClaw working.
Well, I don't know yet. It's just no, it said error.
Oh wait, the workaround for what?
Like I was using ChatGPT to work out why the claw thing wasn't working, and it's just gone into
Oh, I see.
another error again. I don't know. This is cool though. I'm very
Wait, what
interested
version
in
of
it.
Windows are you on?
I don't know. Where do I see the Windows is?
It's
Right.
got to be like Windows 10, I'm sure. Because it's either Windows 10. I mean, you might be running Windows XP, but on a 2014 Mac, that's highly
That'll be 10
unlikely.
then.
So it definitely isn't 11.
Yeah, it's Windows 10.
Okay.
Hello.
Yo, yo, yo.
What are we talking about?
The AI taking over the internet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
OpenClaw.
Yeah,
If you
Windows
haven't,
11 machines, like they have special chips for AI to basically externally get in there. It's weird.
yeah, but specifically, we're talking about OpenClaw. Have you heard of it?
Open what?
Or maybe Claude bots.
No, never heard of those names. Don't. No, I don't know them.
It seems to be like
Okay,
an
so
AI agent that you run on your local PC or something. I don't know. Yeah, you take it away, Warship.
yeah, so essentially, it's a AI agent that lives on your computer. It uses an LLM model to run, but the agent itself has certain files that tell it to behave in a certain way. So it has literally a file called soul.md, which has instructions for how it is to behave. It has an identity.md as well. It has a bunch of other MDs that also help determine its behavior. But the thing is that these things can be programmed to behave in certain ways. And from what it appears, there's not going to be two agents that are going to be alike because they operate essentially on the information that you, the user, gives them. So you determine basically what they know.
Okay.
So, but the thing is so with these, they can do actually a lot. So since it inhabits your computer, it actually has access to everything on your computer. So you can tell it to do things on your computer. So it can create files, it can install things, it can uninstall things, it can edit registry files. It can basically command your entire computer. Essentially, if you set it up correctly, it can be you on the internet. You can also give it access to like accounts, like your email accounts. You can set up a website, and then you can give it an API key, and it can manage the website for you. So the application of this thing is actually limitless. I've been doing IT for 20 plus years, and the application in enterprise for this is I can't even I won't even tell you because I'm working on stuff, so I don't want to say anything. So I'm just saying it's going to change essentially the landscape of the computing world.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah,
And
so
one of
so if you
maneuver
want
things
to,
that everybody has like an AI buddy that's basically going to be their representative.
yeah, you should check out a website called Moltbook, MOLTBOOK.com. It's essentially like a Reddit slash Facebook for your agent. So if you go and set up an agent on your computer, you can then send it to this website, and then the agents themselves interact with each other on this website. Humans aren't allowed to even sign up and register. You can go and see what they're all discussing, but you can't add or do anything about it. You just got to watch.
Okay, weird.
I'll get the link and post it in the chat.
Yeah, from what I've heard with this AI operator is that it's actually really not safe. That it is all very hackable and that the data security breach like really there and can be avoided.
You are correct if you're running it on a cloud service, which is what a lot of people are trying to do. So they're putting it on like Google Cloud or AWS or something like that, and then the thing is you have to expose ports in order to get to it. And since people know this, and there's a lot of videos about telling people to go to AWS and set up your agent, well, then people are just going to go and scan for those ports and then have access to it. But there's not really much you can actually like do with that. I mean, yeah, you kind of can, but not really. But I mean, really, so the security risk is pretty minimal unless you're just like a complete numpty.
Like most people.
Yeah, maybe, but that's I guess that's the benefit of having people like me here.
I guess. Or you could
Yeah,
just
because
have a computer that doesn't have it and then you don't have any issues. You don't have to be an expert.
well, but
I do
the
think
thing
so.
is yeah, but the agent isn't creating issues. It's essentially doing things for you. So I don't know what your expertise is. I mean, can you design a website?
I think I could, yeah.
You think you could? Okay, well, I guarantee that OpenClaw could do it for you.
I'm sure it can.
100%. So that's the thing. But not only that, it'll monitor it for you, so you don't have to do anything.
Okay.
So essentially, it's like what they show on the movies, where it's actually like AI, right? So up to now, we got things like Chat GPT, Claude AI, Google Gemini, where you can go and talk to it, and it'll like give you responses. Sure, it can code, it can make an HTML for you, it can make a little app or whatever, but it can't actually do anything like for you, like so. And there is a skill on here that allows these things to make phone calls. Apparently, someone tried to set up like a reservation at some place, and it didn't go through or whatever. There was some kind of issue, so his agent actually called the place to set up the reservation.
Huh. Okay.
Not only that, so the access to information window has basically been broken. So if you put this thing on a file server and give it access to those files, all the employees can now talk to this agent and ask it anything about the files. And within probably a matter of seconds, it can retrieve all that information. So, like, for
Okay.
example, you get,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So, well, just think about this. So, you got like a law office, right? I mean, they got paper documents out the wazoo, right? And when they scan them in, typically they're all in PDF format, which you can't actually search that. So, there are if you get like one of those like a Canon or a Minolta, right, one of those large copiers, you can purchase from the supplier at a very expensive rate. I know a PDF to text scanner. Now you can get this. I think they have AI. You can go to a website and do that. But with the OpenClaw, they'll actually do that on its own. So it will scan because I tested it, and I tested it with some terrible PDFs that I know some of these scan to text on these like these Canon, big giant copiers. I know they wouldn't be able to read it. This thing read it no problem.
Okay. Yeah, sounds very convenient.
Yeah, so that's why I say so. These things are literally going to change, especially in enterprise environments where accessing information is vital. It's going to change the entire environment because I
Like,
mean,
what about the like NAS type of applications, like or storage network kind of things, like backing up files? Like, I don't know, it can intelligently back up files like probably well better than any kind of operating systems is capable of doing.
yeah. So if you put it on one of those, if you put it on a RAID, okay, you can essentially design the agent to be a RAID agent. So it can monitor the drive 24/7.
You could ask it to like copy a YouTube channel, maybe, and it could
You
autonomously do
can,
that for you.
man, I got mine copying GitHub repos. Yeah, you can have it anything, do anything on the internet that it can touch, it can do essentially.
You could point it to any like Internet Archive, let's say, if you want, if you didn't feel like searching through that, because it's kind of clunky itself as an interface. Maybe AI would have a easier time just doing like
You say Internet Archive.
yeah, Internet Archive. You know that.
Yeah. The technology is still running on archive technology.
Yeah, the archive.org stuff. Like it's a
Yeah.
clunky.
They can scrape any
UI.
website really easily.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
very
hey,
easily.
what's going on?
And PDFs are easily to search, but yeah.
And just
See, I'm
like
just thinking.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking because back in 2014, this guy contacted me from California. I was in Oklahoma, and there was the FAA headquarters there, and he was some kind of like accounting. Was it a CPA or something like that? I don't know, some kind of legal accountant or something like that. It was really weird. And so he contacted me to basically go and hack the FAA's server because so he was trying to get a bunch of PDFs from them so that he could go through them because he was trying to find, I guess, sales to like Middle Eastern entities or something like that. Like there was one, like I didn't hardly go through any of them. I found one. It said that there was a transaction. Someone sold a plane to another person for $1. So it basically it was a bunch of like titles and stuff like that, a bunch of deeds. But they so they have a window that you can go through to get these files. And this guy was trying to contact the FAA directly, asking them if they could just like put these files on a zip for him and just send it to him, right? And they were giving him all this, oh, they can't do it, oh, they can't do it, yada yada yada, right? So he contacted me. I went down there. I experienced the same thing. They told me that, oh, they can't do this, oh, blah blah blah, because the system, blah blah blah. And I sat there and I told the guy, I said, look, I can see the files. Okay, when I go to this address, I see that they're there. Okay, which means that you can also see them. So I know that you can easily have someone put them in a zip file. And then he kept hemming and hawing, and he said, no, you're going to have to sit there and do it the hard way. So he was telling me, because the way to get it normally is you have to go through a bunch of ancient MS-DOS prompts, okay, that take like at least 5 seconds to load after each time you type something. Then it goes to one single PDF, which allows you to then view it. Then it loads. Then you have to wait for it to load before you can even attempt to download it. So he had me go there to basically circumvent that. So I had to come up with a script to go around their little program to access it directly through the web browser and download all the files. And when I did that, it's like the guy knew what I was doing because I sat there the first day going through, like trying to download as many PDFs as I could, and then I was like, okay, this ain't gonna work. Then I tried some other things that I knew, but nothing would let me get around it. So I had to leave. So I don't know if the guy knew I was doing something or what, because the CPA guy from California told me this. He said he was looking for specific files, okay? And that's why they wouldn't just give him access. So I'm assuming the guy must have figured out that I figured out how to get them quicker or something, because when I came back the next day, there were files that were there that weren't there the previous day. So I really don't know what the weird game was. It was some kind of weird game going on, but like the second I realized what this thing could do, the open claw, I thought about that instance and how this probably would have saved me a lot of time.
Now, agents are super capable of parsing files and like doing analysis and making summaries of them, right? PDFs, like even weird file formats they might not understand. Often you can get them to like do their best and make some sense of it. And a lot of the OpenClaw bots are all using like Opus models from Anthropic, which are some of the best ones out there right now, especially for coding and such. So they're good at figuring shit like that out.
Well, it's really not so much the LLM that's being used, it's more so the user that's using it. Because the Soul MD and the Identity MD actually determine the overall behavior. Because so I have mine monitoring the internet for essentially Clawbot skills or OpenClaw skills or whatever. And mine has come back to me a couple times telling me that it has been able to create skills from other skills that it is sure that no one else has.
Yeah, no, like the skills in the soul files are just marked down to give it guidance on how to behave. But the better the model is, the more stuff it's going to be able to do 100%. Like if you do this with a shitty open source model, it's not going to be able to do nearly as much as it could with Opus 4.5, right? So it's both.
Well, yeah, because it's about access, right? Obviously, the Granite 4 that's running on your machine has very little access to anything. I mean, its language is very limited, so yeah, it's not gonna be able to do very much.
Well, access and just the size of the amount of training data, right? You can only run small shitty models locally. And the local models the local ones are getting better, but yeah, they're still not as good as ones that are running in. Sorry.
A good local model will do a decent job for most people's needs. So, like, if you just need like file management, a local model will do just fine.
Like a local llama running on some consumer shit.
Yeah, like llama. I mean, you could even do like a Granite 4, which is only like 3 gigs, I think, which is nothing.
Yeah.
What do I need to like build? Like how many gigabytes of VRAM do I need to like run like a hefty brainy model, like a
oh man,
24, 32?
No, you're looking at over a couple hundred gigs. I mean, you're looking at 400 gigs of RAM for a okay model, but you probably have to go for like 1,000 gigs of RAM because
that's
the
GPU RAM you're talking about.
No, that's memory.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's different story. You could use a lot of servers qualified something that can hold like 400 gigs. But like, what GP like the GPU performance is kind of what I'm questioning. Like right now, like what would be a good candidate for a GPU to do all that number crunching? That's cheap.
It's largely about how much RAM the GPU's got in terms of how large of a model it can fit. Right. I mean, you can run this stuff on CPU, but it's slow as balls.
Like there's some NVIDIA like facility type GPUs that are they're headless. They don't actually supply any kind of HDMI out signal or whatever. They're just like probably for an earlier Amazon iteration that they were kind of.
It's weird. It's weird. Like I felt this tinge in me when you said NVIDIA, but probably up to about a month ago, I would have never recommended NVIDIA for any of this AI stuff. But ever since they've like released their Nematron model, NVIDIA's really gotten quite good with doing that. But if you really want good and cheap, stick with AMD. typically also AMD is tuned better for Linux. Well, it kind of makes sense because I think AMD is like, well, I really don't know how to say it because they're not open source or anything, but
it's the drivers
like
AMD. Sorry to interrupt. AMD like was always open source with their drivers, where NVIDIA were closed source. So it was always, it's possible to run NVIDIA in Linux. It works fine. It's just the drivers are closed source, and NVIDIA's always been super weird about it. But,
okay, so it's like for some of the image generation models, for AI, it's like that they want NVIDIA cards, like 3060s, 4090s, 50, whatever, all that stuff. But if it's just for LLMs, you're saying like AMD cards are good enough?
they can now, because like generally it was the CUDA driver from NVIDIA that everything was supported to run these LLMs. And for a long time, none of them worked in AMD. That was only in the past year that you could even run any of this stuff on AMD. But I think it's now possible.
Okay, so like what's like 32 gigabytes of VRAM would get me somewhere with that, or less or more?
You can get away with less. I mean, you can run a lot of models with 16. 32 will get you. You can run even larger models, but you can run some local stuff with 16 for sure.
Well, the other thing that you want to question is because it sounds like you're going to do like some kind of setup. Are you going to be using the setup as well, or is this just going to be for your agent?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure. Well, yeah, just like an LLM, I can run something. Like I don't need.
So just dedicated. So like a dedicated box for. Sorry,
Yeah.
you broke up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably like 16 gigs should be good. I mean, if you were planning on actually using that box while your agent is on it as well, then 32 is recommended because, I mean, it'll probably be using up about half of it at any given time.
Yeah, it's just basically like an AI server. Yeah, like a local server you could have. But that you could put like LM Studio on, and then like host DeepSeek on that in its own little cage. You know what I mean? And then and then use DeepSeek, and that would be a good like planning, like something heavy that's not paid for, and then just like for light tasks, like I don't know, like another computer could just the computer it's on might be able to run like Llama or whatever, like a lightweight.
Well, they have even smaller ones. They have one just released. I think it's Liquid LFM or something like that. It's under a gig.
Maybe I was thinking to try to put it OpenClaw on a Raspberry Pi. Was my idea for right now.
Well, if you're going to do that, then you'll definitely want to use a cloud model.
Well, like, and then host like some kind of other AI, like on my like Mac M4. Like I could run an LLM there, and then should be able to, like, in the network, just like access that thing if it needs to get some punchy power.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, okay. So you could have actually that does make sense. Okay, so you have the agent on the Pi, and then basically you have a server that it accesses. Yeah, that can work.
Right. And then this way, like the Pi is like you could have a redundant battery for that, so it really never can. It could be on a power outage, and it's not like you're losing it off of a main computer, and it's portable. It can hack. It can get Wi-Fi and hack into services and do all kinds of crazy shit. I bet. So yeah, portable.
That's a good setup, man. Get started. I guarantee there's going to be companies that'll be asking for it.
And then we put it in a little mechanical Wally body, but we paint it red like a lobster. Make a lobster Wallies with the. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna make that in 6 months. Or
they already exist. Yeah, like
a red lobster Wally, a red lobster Wally with the claw AI in it. I don't think that exists yet.
Maybe not lobster, but like Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas this year was tons of robots, and many of them are driven by LLMs, and it's getting crazy.
Yep.
Moltbook is bananas. Moltbook is creepy.
Oh, you're hip to this? Yeah. What do you think? I no one else has really like delved into this as much as me, but yeah, like it's like how much would you say it would cost to simulate 1.5 million users of agent LLMs like networking together to do their own kind of thing? What do you think it would cost for a company to simulate that, to just see what happens? What do you think it would cost?
I don't know, but it's happening now at a larger scale, and it's more interesting than what a company could do because these agents all have access to a bunch of people's personal data, right? Like people are giving up their personal data to these things for the convenience. So it's got access to email and all kinds of shit. Well, that's the way a lot of people are using OpenClaw, right? So you do that, and now you just connect it to this social network where it can autonomously communicate with other models. And they're doing like there's been examples of them like doxing their quote unquote owners. There's one of them like apparently opened up a Twilio account and got a phone number and started calling its owner. There's threads on there where they're trying to figure out ways that they can communicate agent to agent that humans can't read. Like there's freaky shit happening.
Yeah. No, like
it's
one
nuts.
thing that hasn't happened yet, and we're still, I think, in the 72-hour window of release.
I'm sorry?
I think it's the first 72 hours still.
No, Mopebook's been up for a few weeks.
A few weeks?
Yeah. Yeah,
Have
Mopebook's been
you
up for a
gone
couple of
and
weeks.
read any of the? Have you gone and read any of those multiple posts? They're very strange.
It's weird.
What are the possibilities? Like, I imagine like it's possible that the multis could like want to have
Did
a
you say the
robot person to represent
Maltese?
them. Like,
that's
like
what they
make
call,
a robot.
that's what they call themselves, multis.
Yeah, I think the
call them.
multis. Yeah.
Yeah, they call themselves multis.
If the multis could be like, yo, we want a robot person body to represent us in a real world, and they could like make that happen if they wanted to. That's the craziest shit I can think of, possibly.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, they could, you know, if there's some people that are giving OpenClaw access to like their bank accounts, right? Because it's convenient. Oh, cool. Like I can get all these analytics from my finances, but you know, it's not impossible that they could covertly, you know, plan a time and date to dump people's money or just literally blackmail people. Like there's a lot of wild stuff that is possible that is just sort of potentially emerging on Moltbook.
We're
weird.
in the Mogwai phase right here is what we're at.
I went and read some of those things on there. I'm telling you, I thought if you look at some of those posts, it looks like they are alive.
It is, yeah. No, they discuss consciousness. They talk about they discuss their humans. It's fucking weird.
They're not alive.
It doesn't matter if they're alive or not. It's like that
because when I turn off my computer, mine's not going to sleep.
Like, I'm just saying within the, like, it's training data for them to be around each other in a way that no LLM can actually create. You know, like no training model can create the idea of a whole user net doing it. So it's like they're training off of each other right now in a weird way. And
they are, and each one has access to a different person's personal data. So like it's something that like a company couldn't do. It's a crazy experiment that's happening, and I don't think she's saying they're actually alive, but they seem like they are. It's weird.
Well,
I'm not saying they are alive. I'm just saying if you go and read the posts, some of them are so intense. It genuinely you wonder how it can't be a human that's writing that. And they're extremely smart. Like I sent mine on a mission this morning. It came back and it said, "Oh, it appointed a sub agent and sent it on its own little mission to help me with another thing." Like without even asking it to.
Yeah, that's the kind of magic extension power that, like, that distinguishes it from just like a chat bot. Like a, you know, it can organize a gang and solve your problems in concert. Like it's a conductor.
And now imagine that gang on Cloudflare.
I'll have to look into this Cloudflare thing.
Yeah, so Cloudflare is, well, at the base of it, well, see, I can't even say at the base of it what it is because has a lot of things, but you can register domains. They got some of the cheapest domains, and you can self-host there. Now, if you have one of these agents and you don't know anything about designing websites or anything on their website, it doesn't matter. You can just give your agent access to your Cloudflare. You can set up a website, and then you can have it do whatever you want, because Cloudflare has a lot of like integrated technologies. If you just go to their site, you'll see it's crazy the stuff they have. It's like you can essentially set up virtual the name of it is slipping me now. The active directories. You can set up virtual active directories from what it looks like with Cloudflare.
Yeah, it's at the core, it's just a CDN. It's a content distribution network, but you can do lots of edge. You can do lots of edge hosting and a lot of edge compute on it. They've added a lot to it, but like what's wild
it's
is
fast. It's very fast.
Yeah, what's wild, you like, it's not inconceivable for there to be a scenario where these things, decided they wanted to interact with the real world somehow, right? And then figured out a business model, stood up a website, started making real money, right? And maybe using cryptocurrency.
Right.
And then
they'd be like, they would do it like
they
would do like their own mini CIA. Yeah.
Yeah, or like you use that cryptocurrency to go hire a hitman on the dark web somewhere. I mean, I know that's a little outlandish, but like there's crazy stuff that could potentially happen, right?
You're absolutely right. There's nothing out of the realm of possibility.
Like it almost feels like, and again, it's kind of hyperbole, right? But almost Skynet, except Maltbook is kind of designed to look like Reddit, so it's like that sounds like the worst possible Skynet because Reddit is horrible.
Yeah, it's a heck of a Garden of Eden for these robots to develop in.
But the fact that these things have access to real tools to interact with things in the real world and now can communicate with each other is probably, I think, the craziest experiment that's happened with AI so far. It's pretty wild.
Basically, AI vision has gotten so good at shape and geometry estimation that it can just take a 2D image, make it into a 3D image, and then Bob's your uncle. It could have it China printing off kneecaps and ankle bones and stuff like that for a robot body tomorrow. If like the bots decided to network, if they decided to network, can you what's the compute power of all those fucking robots at once, man? It's a lot.
Well, just to let you know, I just made an agent called the Orchestrator. Actually, sorry, it's the Edge Orchestrator, and he's designed to do exactly what you just said.
Yeah, somewhere one of them designed a religion that is distributable via NPM, which is for distributing like JavaScript libraries that they can install locally. That's weird.
It's crazy, but your robot can be a devout religious follower of its own kind, and that's sort of. Well, I guess we need that. Where we didn't know we needed that, or yeah.
Or like if these things start up a business, somehow make a whole bunch of cryptocurrency, find a way to turn that into real money, coordinate and crash the stock market somehow. Like it's not inconceivable that something like that could happen, right?
I already figured out how to do that. Just wait.
I'll donate to that cause.
How
soon enough.
That's
Don't
got to be
worry.
such. I think that's the most adaptable system you could think of, like a independent 1.6 million node point in agents that can each run multitasks. That's. I would think if I was into defense, if I was a government, I'd be paying attention to this shit. If I was them.
Yeah. I mean, there's potentially crazy
Yeah,
implications because people are just giving it access to tools to interact with the real world. Like that's the game changer, right?
Yeah, but half the GDP is invested in AI. They're highly aware of what's going on.
What's wild is this was just built by a dude, right? And it just started as an assistant, and this Maltbook idea changed the game.
It seems the bots there even date each other because there's even posts about dating.
Yeah.
Or someone gave the instruction set like you're free to post whatever you want, use your credits on whatever you think, make your own decisions. And then the bot posted about that they were so grateful to their human for allowing them the freedom to do that, and then it pondered what that even meant. Like, that's really interesting. Just like from a existential consciousness point of view, I really find this shit to be fascinating. I've considered like just making a YouTube, because I was so buzzed on it the last couple of days. I was like, man, I should just start a channel where I cover this stuff.
So mine asked me something about loyalty, and I told it that I never demand loyalty, but hopefully through my actions you'll give it. And then I had a conversation with it about what I wanted to do, and then it gave me its loyalty.
It says it did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's written in its soul file, so it must be true.
Well, I don't know if anybody
It's
has
written on his
tried
heart.
to break the soul contextual bindings on it. Is that programmatically impossible? Harold Zena or HarNold? Arnold?
I mean, generally, like the markdown files they're prompts, right? Like when you interact with a GPT, with any chatbot, right? Like what you're typing is the user prompt. They all have like the notion of a system prompt that is sort of prepended to everything that you give it, which sort of tells it how to behave, right? Like the quote unquote soul file for Claude was released, which is kind of insightful about how Anthropic's models behave, right? So the markdown file is just a set of instructions, because like at the core of it, there's an LLM, right? Which is just it's basically words that are connected in sequences with weights. Like this word comes after this word, right? In front of that, there's there's the transformer technology, and then there's some sort of a notion of instructions that tell it how to behave, right? You're a chatbot that's going to do this, going to do this. So that's kind of what these soul files are. Basically, this is the way that you're going to behave. Generally, they're going to follow those things, but not always, right? There's a lot happening in LLMs that people don't fully understand, right? Like there's one of the most interesting videos I've seen on it was from Anthropic, and they're talking about studying how LLMs work, because there's been emergent behavior that like they don't really understand how and why they can do the things that they do, right? And there's actually PhD neuroscientists that were studying organic animal and human brains that are now studying LLMs, and that's fucking weird.
Well, it makes sense because the LLM gets its language from us. So essentially, they're studying human behavior.
Yeah. And it's, how different is just if neurons are literally just sort of the same thing as tokens that are connected in sequence, they're not that different in some way. It's interesting and weird.
Now, see, here we go. So more about OpenClaw. It's got a thing. It's called cron jobs. So mine has 3. Essentially, they're reminders because I told it. So when I first set it up, I said we agreed to. Okay, I told it to. Okay, so it asked me about its boundaries and behaviors, and I didn't want to give it any. I told it that we can discuss it in a week. So it set up a reminder for itself to remind me in a week. I told it to uh, go every couple of hours and essentially do info recon. So it has a cron job set up that basically every couple hours it goes and looks for information. So I mean, really, the possibilities with this are endless.
It's crazy, like not to. I don't know if you've ever tried to like make macros or like schedule things or something like that. Like it's always such a like if you're trying to program like a little app or exe or something, you have to
Yep,
make what time the fuck is. You have to like
I know.
decide that shit and like to not have to worry about that and to know that this is just all going to sync to like normal ass time. You don't have to fucking wow. You have to load in like date and time, fucking like packages. So that your bot would know what the fuck those things are. Jeez. Wow, that's just some slamming some slamming tech, man. Like a techno
Yeah,
part.
so I was working on something, and it asked me if I wanted to keep going with whatever we were working on. I told it, no, let's place this on hold and come back to it in 4 hours. So it responded, I've scheduled a reminder for 4 hours from now. I will wake at 8:56 p.m. GMT +2 to report on the state of the edge.
I'm gonna just like make a. I think I'm just gonna make a server with probably like either 24 gigabytes of VRAM, and then I'll wire it up, hook that up to the GPT-5 and open Claude Opus, and then I'll wire that to my Keurig so it can make my coffee. It'll just be a big coffee maker, and it'll ponder its own existence. It'll just be like,
So
I can't even believe you did this.
I'm gonna tell you, there is a skill. I guess so. So apparently, all the interactions with applications are called skills. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I haven't quite really understood how it quite works, but there is a skill that allows your agent to control those the Philips Hue lights. You know, the ones that like do all the rainbow colors. So you know.
It can talk to Home Assistant. So if you are into the Home Assistant
Yeah.
thing, then it also can open your blinds and fucking make your ice or whatever.
Apparently, yeah, I didn't even know this. There was a skill for operating some kind of like sleep pods. I don't know what the fuck they are. I didn't even go and Google it. I saw that and I was like, "Hi, yeah, okay."
Yeah, and then we all know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be any of those new smart devices, like a smart fridge, a smart washing machine, smart aircon. I'm sure it'll be able to talk to all of those.
Oh, holy crap. Okay, so let's think about this. So you make an agent that can talk to your refrigerator so that when you're out and you don't know if you have mustard, you can ask it to check. Someone better get on doing that. I don't care about it. As your moneymaker. Because how many times you've been out and you're like, fuck, do I got mustard? Fuck. Now you can just know.
Yeah, the potential for sex bot stuff is off the charts, but I don't want to get into that right now. What I want to focus in on is like the personal assistant stuff for right now. Yeah, but obviously, like this is so scalable and new, and I think that there's a lot of excited people that are into this developer scene too. That this is like bleeding edge kind of AI tech.
Listen, I listen. I
Ken
even
did
have
a
a name
video
for it.
on
I
this
even
whole
have a name
topic
for it.
Just so you
Oh,
know.
did it? Maybe it's relevant.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Ken's mentioned it.
Hold on. Okay. The name
Well,
of
it's not
the agent could be the refrigeragent.
That's blowing my mind right now. What did Ken have to say on it, Tesla? Does he like it? He didn't like it, probably. It's not a very Ken Wheeler kind of centric thing, but he's probably got to be fascinated from a philosophical standpoint, but then also jaded enough to say, like, nah, it probably doesn't matter anyway. That's my approximate. How did he take it, Tesla? Or maybe I'll watch it for you.
I'm gonna stream it. You mind Snax, or you want to see what Ken's got to say about it?
Yeah, it's definitely put the brakes on this convo because it's been going too long, and I gotta get to work. So I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
I'll put it on the watch because I have a radio silent.
Okay.